muted this time. I was muted. Had to try a second time. Now, so Trump was supposed to have a ruling on whether or not his felony charges would be dropped or if they would stick to them. Judge Merchan was supposed to rule on that today. He pushed it out. Pushed it out for another week to give both sides time to consider how to proceed based on Trump's election to president, because so many things come into play now that he's elected. Now, personally, I think that they're going to drop the whole thing. From the get-go, this case was frivolous at best. The actual crime that they say that Trump committed was never adjudicated. It was a bunch of misdemeanors that become felonies if they're done to hide another crime. What other crime that was never brought to trial. It was never adjudicated. And they changed the New York statute of limitations and the New York law just to be able to charge him. So, in my opinion, they're going to toss the whole thing. I can't even imagine that it'll go past the next week. Texas Holler, thanks for telling me I was muted on that last stream, by the way. Trump got these Democrats scared AF right now. Yeah, they're very scared. Did you see AOC's interaction with the new border czar, Holman? My God, that was embarrassing for her. They know that the swamp is going to be drained. And actually, the ones that are safest, strangely enough, I think are the wokest of them. The wokest Democrats are going to be the safest because they're coming from districts where people are absolutely bonkers anyway. So their office is probably going to be safe when it comes to the House and the Senate. What's crazy to me about the felony convictions thing, not only did they fabricate the entire, all of the charges, now they're they're scrambling to figure out what to do. Like, what do you do when the president is a felon? And by all means, I'm sure that Judge Merchan was planning to hit him with something pretty hard if he wasn't elected. He was going to say something, throw the book at him, put him in jail, make him spend time in prison. Well, now what do you do? It's pretty amusing. Jesus Christ says, we love you, Jack. Well, thanks, Jesus. I always knew Jesus loved me. Texas Holler says, Texas got 75% of the Hispanic vote. You mean for Trump? It was 75% of Hispanic vote in Texas for Trump. Is that real? I didn't know that. That's wild. Jesus Christ, what's your opinion on the fact that the world immediately started getting better when Trump was elected? Dude, it kind of did. Like, Hamas and Russia were ready to talk peace, and the stock market jumped and Bitcoin jumped real big. I mean, hey, maybe Trump actually is the savior. She was a fairy, says, I don't like Trump. Sure. I mean, I didn't particularly care for him either. I did vote for him, but I've never been like a super fan of Donald Trump. Jared Williams, we need to deport illegals ASAP. Well, we do, and we need to stop dipping into Medicare funds to pay for their health care. That would be smart, don't you think? Damian Leacher, Trump Nation. I guess we are Trump Nation right now, aren't we? Derek Walker, apparently Biden can resign right now as president, and that constitutes Kamala's 47th. Yeah, that would be like the most bitter hate move there to ruin all of Donald Trump's merch. It would kind of be funny if that happened, but I've seen people floating the idea that well, wait a minute. In that case, who becomes vice president? Does she just get to pick one? Or is there like a procedure for that? Is it like Speaker of the House or something? I don't actually know the answer to that. Who would become the vice president if Kamala took over? I don't actually know. But what I was going to say is, would that make her incumbent president who counts the votes? But I don't know who becomes vice president in that case. Mike Litz Excavator. Hello, my friend. Good morning. Hello. It's afternoon here. Cool Guy says, hey man, Jesus loves you and want a relationship with you. I know, he's in the chat. Damian Leacher, Kamala didn't win any district by more than 3%. Isn't that wild, man? Isn't it wild? Like, everybody was saying Kamala was going to just absolutely obliterate Trump. And, in spite of the polls, they're like, oh, this is Republican manipulation. Trump's paying for the polls. And then Trump just demolished her. Hey guys, thumbs up if you haven't yet. It helps other people find this stream. Oh, by the way, I passed 2,000 subscribers yesterday. That was super cool. Everybody should go watch one of my other videos that I've been making. I made a video on Nick Fuentes today, and then one on the crazy abortion response. Jesus Christ, talk peace, talk Tua. Pinoid says, I eat off the land. Sweet. Carrie, hello from New Zealand. Hello. Mike Let's Excavator, watching support, bro. Sweet. Texas Holler, there are no more blue states, only blue cities. Trump abolished. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, there are literally only blue cities. Like, you've got Chicago, obviously, like LA, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, unfortunately. Just crazy, man. Damian Leacher says the House leader. Okay, so the House, the Speaker of the House becomes VP. So wait, does that mean that we would have, who's this? The Speaker right now is Johnson, right? So would it be President Harris and Vice President Johnson? That would be weird. If they were trying to keep power, though, that would be a bad move, because then he would be the one that gets to count and certify the votes, right? So there's that. Jesus Christ commands everybody to like the live. Yeah, awesome. Z Sandit says, hello, us Germany. Yeah, didn't you guys run out of paper out there in Germany? Like, you couldn't hold a snap election because you ran out of paper? Isn't that a thing? Texas Holler. Fun fact, all blue cities that were all blue cities that were all blue were no ID required cities. Is that true? I'm not sure. I know it wasn't necessarily true for all the states, but for the cities, I don't know. Condra Shipe, do you watch Demon Slayer? I do not. I don't watch much TV at all. Brian Nash Singh, congrats on 2K subs. Thanks. Auditing Erie County puts eyes in the chat. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Canadian Crusher Guy, thank God Trump won. Dad says, let's go Bills. Yeah, well, I don't care about the AFC East, so I don't care who wins. When do the Bills play next, by the way? Is it Sunday? Who plays Thursday? Thursday is supposed to be a good game, I think. Is it Eagles and Commanders? I don't remember. Cygnus said, yeah, they will be dismissed because they were obviously BS. Yeah, they were. They changed the New York statute of limitations and the law. They based all of those charges were misdemeanors that were upgraded to felonies because they said it was to cover a felony that was never adjudicated or proven in court. It's bogus. They just wanted to give him the felon moniker. That's all they wanted to do. And I have no doubt that Mershon will either toss it or call for a retrial. In which case Trump will not be convicted because Mershon is going to be scared. Monkey Juice says, why are all the Confederate states running the country now? That's funny. James Lovett says, no, Orlando, Florida is a blue city and they require an ID. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Fred says, can you give a shout out to my boy Donald? He won a huge competition last week. Was it on Tuesday? I might have heard about that. Jesus Christ says, what's up, Beijing? Cal Sal, hey, it wasn't my fault, so don't fucking blame me, okay? Axped says fake news. No, that's literally what they're doing, dude. They were supposed to rule on it today. I'm not, like, this is actually something that they're considering now. It's going to be the 19th. The judge is going to decide whether to drop all of the charges or to do a retrial. Either way, the sentence as it or the verdict as it stands, I don't believe will hold up. I think they're either going to do a retrial or just dismiss it altogether. That's my understanding. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Texas Holler, pretty sad the crap Trump went through these past years. Man never had a crime in his life till he ran, and the money he lost through litigation. Crazy, man. They tried everything. They tried to break him legally. They tried to impeach him. They tried to kill him. They tried everything, man. Dino C, if the felon charges get dismissed, will he only be referred to as a convicted sexual abuser? He was never convicted of that. That was a civil case, and they found him liable, but there was no way there. If that had gone to an actual trial, if that had gone to a criminal trial, everything would have been thrown out. That's why it was a civil trial. Dragula McFeisty, hit the gym and you could really look like Henry Cavill V2. Hey, I do lift and I can bench over 300 pounds. Do I look that soft and squishy? Phil K says to read the Bible. I've read the Bible cover to cover. Axped, the Russians won the election. Did they? Brilliant. A Russian guy said something. Axped called me a stooge. That was the wrong form of your, by the way. Do better. So good at productions. But the Wes Welker's brother, geez, bro, y'all look like... Dude, when I played football, I had a friend that called me that. He called me Wes Welker. I had my hair a little bit shorter, too. And I played the same position, so... Elmar Booz, finally they banned porn. I don't think porn should be banned, but there's definitely a lot of research that shows it's very, very bad for you and diminishes your ability to pair bond and makes your relationships bad, and it also causes a lot of psychological issues. So there's that. Ken Aquaterrarium, the felonies were not charged legally, therefore fuck those charges. Yeah, I mean they had to change the law just to bring that case up. It's ridiculous. Joey Jojo Shabadoo, Trump is the Antichrist. God dang. Ken Aquaterrarium should have been through a federal court. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Jesus Christ says Henry Cavill is fake Superman. Jack is the real one. That's right. I'm a real Superman. James Lovett, you can't ban porn. That's taking away First Amendment. I don't think porn should be banned at all. Why are we talking about this? Unrecuerdo, put the camera up higher. That's why they think you look chubby. Oh, yeah, but it's hard to hold my arm up like this while I'm sitting in the car. Ken Aquatorium, being that the federal court did not choose to charge Trump, that means there's no case and the state had no permit. Well, yeah, they literally had to change the law. Like it's very amusing to me, and when those charges get dropped, which I believe they will, I'm gonna laugh a lot. It's going to be really funny. All of the things about a convicted felon versus a prosecutor. That's what they wanted, by the way. They wanted the optics of a convicted felon versus a prosecutor. That's what they were trying to do. Chris R., I'd like to see them dismiss it entirely and then have the prosecutors prosecuted under Section 8008132 of the F around with Find Out Treaty. That's funny. I love it. Mrs. H says hi. Hi, Mrs. H. Hey, everybody, thumbs up if you haven't. Nell says, you don't complain. I don't usually complain. I'm not a complainer. Paul says, watching from the UK. God bless America. There you go. Mrs. H said, Jesus is God. Why are there so many people doing all the Jesus thing in the chat? That's crazy. Is that what, like, do people just, like, scroll through, like, shorts and vert streams and just put, like, Jesus is Lord into the chat of just random chats when it has nothing to do with what we're talking about? Jesus Christ, do you like your home state football team or the state you live in now? I'm a big Seahawks fan. So home state, not the state I live in now. Big time Seattle Seahawks fan though. I am, as far as college football, I cheer for the Kansas Jayhawks because that's where I went for undergrad. I don't live in Kansas, but I still cheer for the Jayhawks, and they suck this year. Nell says, you're going to be so blessed. Sweet. Thanks. I appreciate it. Elmar Booz, it's great that China pays all of these billions in tariffs. It will be, yeah. It'll be fun. Dino C, do you find it weird that all of Trump's 100+ court cases all have corrupt judges? No, not weird at all. No, it's every one of the cases is being like summarily just dropped. Like they're just one after the next. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna all the DOJ ones are done. They're not gonna continue on them. It's crazy. Jose Guajardo. Is that really Jesus? Yes, that is the real Jesus. Ken Aquaterrarium. What I think is funny, so every single celebrity Kamala invited was on the Diddy list, including her. Dude, I know. I saw this thing, and I have no idea how true it is, so don't quote me on it if it's not. But I saw this thing that, like, Doug Imhoff and Kamala had tipped off Diddy that he was going to be raided, and he gave him $500,000 for it. I saw that. I don't really think it's real, but I saw it. I thought it was really funny. If it's not real, it's hilarious that that's out there. If it is real, it's still really funny. Jesus Christ said, Jack, everyone loves me. Everyone. If you love me, like the live stream or I'll smite you. I think that they listened to you because like 5 people just liked it. Good job, Jesus. Nell says, yo, check out the pastor impersonation of Trump. The pastor impersonation? I'm not sure what that is. Gazpacho Zzz, you're very pretty, Jack. Well, thank you. Chris R., my wife is also a Seahawks fan, though she is also a Kamala voter. Oh, yikes. Be careful, man. I saw an article today in the New York Post where there's females teaching each other how to poison their husbands that voted for Trump. How crazy is that? They call themselves the MATGA movement. I made a video about it earlier. It's called abortion derangement syndrome. But they're literally like teaching the other women how to poison their husbands. Freaking crazy, man. Jesus Christ said divorce. Hey, Jesus said it, so you got to. Joe Blow forever. Kamala Harris is the throat goat. God dang. James Lovett. Damn, sorry, bro, that you voted for her. Hope she didn't cut her hair off and cut you off. Yeah, is your wife part of the 4B movement now? Omar Booz, you really don't understand how tariffs work. I do understand how tariffs work, and if you think that... so the tariffs with a ramp-up period are a good idea. If they just implemented 200% tariffs on China right now, we would be completely screwed. But they understand this. Elon has already talked about it. They're going to do a ramp-up period. It'll force manufacturing back to the U.S. Because our market is huge. People want access to the U.S. market. So if what it takes is for them to build a manufacturing plant in the U.S., then they're going to do it. We have the most buying power of any country. We have 330 million people that all need to buy stuff, and we have money. Compared to the rest of the world, we're rich. So to have access to that market, the companies will happily build in the U.S. and hire American workers. And that is the entire point. Chris R., did Jesus Christ just tell me to get a divorce? I think he did, dude. I think he did. That's funny. Nell says, Diddy is so screwed. I hope Trump releases that list. He's already pledged to release the Epstein list. I hope he does the Diddy list, too. Can Aqua Terrarium says Kamala's hate and evil. MI says, yo there, I'm a young brother from the hood. I'm only attracted to pogs anymore. You know those white girls with huge chunky rear ends. What's wrong with me? You've been watching too much porn, bro. You gotta join the NoFap movement. Dude, NoFap, oh my god, I don't know if that's still a thing on the internet, but it's like the most cringe thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, NoFap is just wild. It's like, dude, if you need, it's kind of like AA, I guess, to a point. Like, if you need an entire support group to stop you from jerking off, then man, I don't know. You just gotta have more self-control than that, man. That's crazy. I'm gonna scroll down just a little because I'm losing the chat. Israel Garcia, how about them Dallas Cowboys? Dude, they suck this year. Chris R says, no, my wife isn't that insane. If she was, I would have been in hiding eons ago. That's funny. Bram Gear Kink, I'm from Europe. What's the deal with Trump via Harris? What does Trump represent? What is it? Trump represents a popular mandate from the people. Harris represents the political class who speak from their ivory towers and tell everybody that they're wrong. Like that is fundamentally why the Democrats lost. They lost because they wanted to lecture people from on high, and Trump essentially just said, hey, I'm gonna bring your costs down. Now, whether he does or not remains to be seen. I think he will, but that's beside the point. It's all about optics. I mean, when it comes to an election, it's all about optics. Let's see. Jesus Christ is make America gabagool again. Okay, I've never had gabagool. Joe Blow Forever says report me. Let's see. Bob Cox says, don't forget about the port strike. Yeah, they kicked that down the road, but I think, I don't know. I think that the tariffs might make that into an interesting situation, because if they slap a bunch of tariffs on, the port strike automatically becomes much less important, and the port workers lose their leverage, which, by the way, some of what they wanted is absolutely nuts. Like, they're asking for such a huge increase in pay, but if we bring back American manufacturing, then they're going to lose all of the leverage, which is amusing. Marty McFly, hey, it's white Jesus, say less. Too far gone. Question: if Trump is protected by God, anointed by God, do we pray to him and is Musk a man king? Oh my God, you guys are why the people on the left are losing their minds right now. Joe Blow Forever, my 401k and crypto accounts took the fuck off the day after that. Yeah, whoever had crypto, you're doing really well. Jack says Americans are idiots, though. Oh, that's mean. Pro commentary. Americans love worshiping celebrities and politicians. You know what's funny? The celebrities didn't make a difference in this election. JC Wilson, I think we should only be putting tariffs on socialist or communist countries. Why? They put tariffs on us. All the other countries do. Bo knows. How come Trump has companies in Mexico? I don't know. Trying to make money. I don't know if he does or not. Freedom Crew, we've been trying to contact you about your car extended warranty. I already have a warranty on my car, actually. Marty McFly, Fatback Better 25. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. What's up, everybody who's new? Thumbs up if you would. It helps other people find the stream. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I make between 1 and 5 videos a day, and then I do these live streams where I just talk to the chat. This is the most fun to me, and you know, I'm hoping that sometime next year to hit about 10,000 subscribers. It'd be pretty fun. Let's see. Ken Aquaterrarium. Also funny how white Asian women turned black overnight and lost half their sports. Freaking wild, man. Nell says you literally pulled 525 pounds. If you're talking to me and you're referencing that video of the deadlift, I've actually pulled in competition 562 and in training 606. So that's pretty much as good as it gets for me. Marty McFly, Jack's one of the higher ups. He knows. That's me. I'm one of the higher ups. Or are you talking about the other Jack? I don't know. Bo knows. Trump won't release the Epstein list because he's on it. He's also on Diddy's freak off list. No, he's not. He'll release it. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit because I'm losing the chat. Bo knows. Only racists wanted Trump elected. Dude, you're part of the reason the Democrats lost. You are literally the reason. People like you piss off normal people. That's what's going on. Gulf City Nicholas Danza. Most likely, yes, Trump did win the election. Yeah, they'll probably dump the charges. Yeah. Let's see. Colton Smith. Yes, you idiot. That's how that happens. Look at Nixon. Are you talking to me? What are you talking about? What do you mean, look at Nixon? Nixon wasn't convicted of a felony. Nixon was impeached. Travis Statler. RFK is going to be running the camps, I guess. What camps is he going to be running? Omar Booz. A lot of South American immigrants voted for Trump. What will happen when they realize they got tricked into voting for their own deportation? If they're citizens, they won't be deported. Illegal immigrants and immigrants are not the same thing. Martin Moore, how's living in shithole Seattle? Dude, I left. Seattle got terrible. I love Seattle, but yeah, not livable. Colton Smith keeps calling me an idiot. He's mean. He's going to make me cry. Jesus Christ said, Marty, I don't know how to tell you this. Time travel isn't real. Damn, oh crazy. Please smash the like and subscribe button. Yes, do it. Do it. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Colton Smith keeps saying retard, look at Nixon. Colton, stop spamming or I'm going to ban you. I don't care what you say, but don't spam or I'll ban you. Chris R says, I want to put tariffs on Cali because I don't recognize it as part of the U.S. Also, Jesus Christ told me Orange Man may or may not be the God Emperor of mankind from 40K. Ha! That's funny. James Edward, you got a big dick? Maybe. Andy says he also technically resigned. Who, Nixon? Yeah, Nixon resigned, yeah. The new trucker, they said today the cases will get dropped. Well, yeah, but they kicked it down the road another week. So that decision isn't final until one more week down the road. It'll be the 19th is when they're actually going to make it. J.C. Wilson, because otherwise tariffs are a net negative. The only legitimate use of them is to discourage consumers from buying from corrupt or immoral regimes or to force manufacturing into the U.S. I mean, that's kind of the point. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so I don't lose the chat. SAG Television, well, no rights for me. Oh, did you lose your rights? Lice Olivier, I do hope he sends all the illegal immigrants back. Yeah, me too. It will do a lot of good for our economy, and it'll essentially save a lot of the approval powers of Medicare, because the Medicare funds and Social Security funds are being appropriated to pay for these immigrants. So there's that. Monkey Juice, all immigrants have to go before a judge. That will take forever. It depends. If they entered illegally, then they don't actually necessarily have to go, because if you're claiming asylum, you have to go through a port of entry. If they just hopped the border, they can't claim asylum technically. We've been allowing it, but that's not how it's supposed to work. So theoretically, they don't have to. Solid Moon, did your entire family vote for Trump? I don't know who my entire family voted for. Many of them don't vote. Simon B, yo, my man, good job looking at the numbers. Love my neighbor. Sweet, thanks. June Brazel, say but. But. Tim Wiersma, Trump can't be charged anymore. If anything, it will be after his term. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I think that they're going to, well, yeah. They're going to turn to a third assassination attempt for sure. It may not be before inauguration, but I just don't see a world where Trump doesn't have at least one or two more attempts on his life. Chris R says, yes, make Jesus Christ a mod. That way bans can be divine judgment. Ooh, that would be cool, dude. What do you guys think? Should I make Jesus Christ a mod? Van Hook. So if Trump fixes a lot of America's problems, will Democrat voters at least admit they were lied to and kind of wrong? I doubt it. I mean, some did after 2020. I mean, you can see that by the number of Democrats that switched to Republican and voted for Trump. But the Democrat establishment is continuing to say we did nothing wrong and it's the fault of all the racist, sexist Nazis. I don't think they're ever going to know why they're losing. The new trucker, they decided to get things done while president can't be charged because it's the territory of the job. Sure. William Dalton, Democrats are for pedophiles and Trump's for the American citizens. Ugh. Mike Kens, flat earthers, conspiracy theorists, immoral Christian nationalists, general morons, and the KKK have the floor. My God, you are mad. Mike Kens is mad, guys. He's angry. Poor guy. MK, votes and presidents do nothing with U.S. future. They are just puppets. See, that's the black pill. That is the black pill approach right there. I can't adopt that position. I just made Jesus Christ a moderator. He's the mod now. Joe Blow Forever. They blaming Trump for kicking them out instead of blaming Kamala for letting them in. Honestly, yeah. Like, if she and Joe Biden hadn't been so obtuse about letting in millions and millions of people who shouldn't be let in, we wouldn't have to have mass deportations. It's freaking. Did you guys know that over 20% of inmates in federal prisons are illegal? Did you know that? That's freaking crazy, man. I didn't know that. I learned that today. Crazy, man. Weird. It won't cause manufacturing to come back to the United States. It'll just increase prices on things manufactured out of country. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth explaining this again and again and again and again and again. But, the long and short of it is just, we've got a market that the rest of the world wants access to. So, I mean, there's that. Lias Alviera, they're going to place Kamala before Trump's inauguration. That's why Biden is stepping down. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that'll actually happen. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen, to see Biden step down and let Kamala become president. The Democrats are... They don't understand that the woke garbage is why they lost, so they're going to continue to do woke things. I think if Joe Biden has a say in it, he won't allow them to. He won't step down. Joe Biden, in my opinion, dislikes Kamala intensely. Just watching them together yesterday at the Arlington Cemetery, dude, the tension was wild. But no, I don't think he'll do it of his own volition. They might use the 28th Amendment on him, but I don't know. We'll see. Joe Blow Forever. Why did Kamala lose 10 million votes from 2020? Well, the 10 million votes is not correct. There's only about 3 million difference from 2020. So, Jesus Christ, is everyone liked the live? There are 300 people and only 26 likes. Yeah, everybody give a thumbs up. That helps a lot. William says Trump didn't pay for that veteran's funeral. And I would like for you to tell me how you know that when the family literally says that Trump treated them perfectly. If you're talking about that girl that was killed by the other soldier. Is that what you're referring to? Because the family's statement conflicts with what you're saying. And no offense, but I believe the family over you. So there's that. William Dalton, Kamala spent over $1 billion on her campaign and still overspent. Dude, I know. Like, what in the world? One of just the craziest things, man. Let's see. Van Hook, the left fights so-called hate with way more hate. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ says, oh my me. Yeah, dude, you're a mod now. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with all this power? I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Jesus Christ says, I won't abuse it, Jack. I love you too much to ever hurt you. Oh, I don't care. You guys are fun. I love these lives are my favorite thing to do. I absolutely love, like, as a hobby, I just like sitting here and talking to you guys. So whenever I have a patient that cancels, which is like, you know, once every couple of days, or like today, I just built time into my schedule to come and talk to you guys. Isn't that great? I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Jennifer Lemke, first time watching. I really like how you speak the truth. I fear for Trump's safety, and I agree they will try again to kill him. My ex is a corrections officer, so I can tell you it's absolutely true. Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. Well, thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe. Go check out some of the other videos on my channel, and give a thumbs up to the stream. It helps. Susan R2, there should be a recount and audit. This is all but dodgy. First of all, you can't just demand a recount. There has to be a particular margin for that to happen. In most states, it's like 5,000 votes. Second of all, what exactly is dodgy? You guys keep saying that. Like, there's a lot of people on the left that are like, think this was a sketchy election. Why? And then you say, oh, well, there were 20 million fewer votes. No, there weren't. There were 3 million fewer votes for president, and even more votes than that, even more votes than last time in the general election. There were a lot of people that just didn't vote for president. But right now, Trump's at 78, Harris is at 74. That's 152 million. There were 155 million votes cast for president in 2020. So it's actually pretty dang close. It's less than a 2% difference. So there's that. I'm going to scroll down a bit because I'm losing the chat. Chris R., I think anything with the correct number of chromosomes, anyone with the correct number of chromosomes knows to identify the Kamala cackle as a sign of dangerous derangement. Dude, I did a video. It got like 40,000 views or 35,000 views. It was my most viewed video of all time, where I broke down a town hall that Kamala did. And I spent like an hour editing down the clips of it because I make all my videos with my phone since I don't have a computer. And, oh my God, I got so tired of her voice by the time I was done. Let's see. Mike Kins, you maggots are America's biggest disgusting disgrace. The entire world thinks you're all scumbags. We maggots don't care what the entire world thinks of us being scumbags. Dude, your grammar is horrendous and you used the wrong form of your, so fix it. KZ3 Cowboy, her campaign was likely laundering that money. Yeah, who knows, dude? I don't know. Texas Holler, a lot of the illegals in Texas I know in my area are literally packing up. Dude, actually, the caravans at the border turned around. It's wild. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Lice Oliveira, the Supreme Court will hear the Missouri versus Biden case that accuses the government of censorship during the pandemic. Yeah, I know. That's is it Bailey who's the AG in Missouri? Andrew Bailey? I've kind of read into that a very little bit. A little bit. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit more. Jesus Christ says Kamala is like a middle school bully whose only argument is, haha, you are bad and I'm good, except Kamala is the weird kid with 5 friends to back her up, and Trump's the popular kid who's liked by all. Kinda, yeah. Matthew says, I thought we were accepting election results. I know, right? What happened to that? What happened to election denying being an alt-right Nazi thing to do? Brandon Henderson, how many days in Ukraine is still at war with Russia? Even aired nude photos of Trump's life. Dude, isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? But, I mean, Putin has called and asked for peace, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think that Trump's offer was probably not what either Zelensky or Putin wanted to hear. They seem to be pretty displeased. The only way they would bring those products back to the United States to be manufactured is to build manufacturing plants that follow the environmental standards. Yeah, and one of the pillars of Trump's plan is to cut regulations back. So there's that. Van Hook, Trump dominated electoral, popular, House, Senate. The people are tired of the BS. It's true. It's true. Tanner from Kirkland, Washington. Me and 4 new Trump votes here. Heck yeah, man. Lice Oliveira. President Trump trolled Kamala Harris a little by calling former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Holman. Oh, dude, I know. Isn't that funny? Called him the border czar. That's really funny. Mr. Sussman, Kamala is pretty hot for a 60-year-old, but I'm a Trumper all the way. That friggin' Joe Rogan said that she was a smoke show. Isn't this freaking crazy, man? I'm going to scroll down a bit because I'm losing the chat. Sorry. It's hard for me to keep up with it. I try to read everybody's chats, but there's too many. Angel Eyes, Kamala is a fraud. C. Lucas says, we are screwed. I disagree. I tend to take the white pill position. Hey, look, Jesus Christ is already at work. He's moderating the chat. TD Mo, Kamala couldn't save you from a wet paper bag. Tipsy, Trump saved America. America is sick of lying Democrats. I think that is true, that America is sick of lying Democrats, yeah. Kinbo, thank God regulations will be reduced. Smaller government, yes. Well, smaller government for sure. I mean, I'm pretty libertarian on most things. Like, what's funny is they talk about the pollution that manufacturing would bring, and then they allow farmers to spray glyphosate and sprays that have microplastics on them on every single... It's in every waterway. There are 2 places in the country where the water isn't polluted by those 2 things, either microplastics or glyphosate and other field runoffs. And those places are in northwest Montana and, weirdly enough, southwest Missouri. In one tiny little spot, there's like a state forest down there that there's actually a clean aquifer. But even the aquifers are getting have been polluted. It's awful. Let me scroll down a bit. Jesus Christ says, I'm tired of people preaching for a woman that already lost. Dude, they just want it to be a recount. That's crazy. Jez Malone, smaller government when the government is going to be interfering with people's health care. Dude. Our healthcare system is one of the absolute worst. And a big part of that is the chronic disease epidemic. We have to do something about that. Denise Irvin, nice to have adults back in charge. So proud of my country. I saw Styx Hexenhammer. He said that he made a video that was like, we spanked the brats or something like that. Oh my God. Lice Oliveira, when he was asked about it on 60 Minutes in October, he said this doesn't mean a mass sweep of neighborhoods. No. But it will be a lot of deportations. Chris R., we have to fight the pollution. No, you can't tariff the world's largest polluter. Oh my God. MK Ultra Instinct. The only reason those fake felonies exist is because they knew he'd win. Well, they wanted to be able to slap him with the moniker of felony or felon. They wanted to be able to call him a felon. Jesus Christ. And resurrected 3 days later, baby. Your father keeps saying the Democrat... I'm happy Trump is going to stop trans people. He's going to stop doctors from providing surgeries and puberty blockers to children. Not to anybody else. Angel Eyes. Bring back manufacturing, create our own supply chain, rely on other countries for very little. Yeah, correct. Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, it's fine to have opinions, but don't be, like, openly transphobic. That's not cool. Pixel Mayhem. You stop chronic disease by regulating our food and creating social programs for medical care. What do you mean by social programs for medical care? Because that is an entire different issue there. And rewriting the ACA, I don't think that there's anybody in government right now that even wants to tackle that problem. Ben McMahon, how ironic when Trumpers couldn't accept Trump's loss ever and had to convince themselves he won based on no evidence to cope. Trumpers are sad R-word lovers. Wow, you're bitter. You're bitter, Ben. You're bitter, Ben. Get a life. Get a life, Ben. Let's see. Let me scroll a little bit. Dallas Cummings Sr. Females can get abortions. Why can't men choose whether or not they want to pay child support? That's a good question. It's a good question. M. Fundy McKees. What position do you think Vivek should get? I don't know. I thought Tulsi was going to get Secretary of State, but he went with Rubio, which I wasn't thrilled with. I mean, whatever. I don't much care for Rubio, but Vivek. I don't know. He's something with maybe he'll team up with Elon and government efficiency. I don't know. He would probably be pretty good at that. I think that Vivek is going to keep himself. He's only going to accept a cabinet position or a department position if it is good if it's expedient for his political career, because I think he wants to run for president next cycle. Either him or J.D. Vance. If J.D. Vance runs, I think that Vivek will wait. I don't think he wants to run against J.D. Vance. I think if Trump does well, J.D. Vance will win in a landslide. Chris R. says, but Jesus, I have nothing against transmissions. I provide mine fresh fluid regularly. David Larner, as long as he saves the kids. If you're an adult, you can choose for yourself. Just to be clear, nobody cares. Exactly. I'm right there with you. AOC had to shut the hell up. It was great to watch. That was amusing, dude. I loved it. TB Lightning fan 32. Stop schools from forcing LGBTQ on kids. Correct. Well, when you get rid of the DC portion of Department of Ed, then that will effectively do that. I made a video on the Department of Ed, though, so if any of you guys are about to scream about Trump getting rid of the Department of Education, go watch that video first, because you're probably wrong. Jesus Christ, is Bitter Ben about to get bitter banned? Don't just ban people. Don't ban them unless they spam or dogs. Lice Oliveira, Obama deported more people than any other president in recent history, and he too focused on criminals. Yeah, pretty much. Pixel Mayhem, how the hell would bringing manufacturing to America make products cheaper? They're cheap as they are because we pay people slave wages. No American is going to work for sweatshop wages for your Nikes. Well, if it's something that's going to be super, super expensive, well, when you add the tariff to it too, then that makes a big difference. Like, think about your Nikes right now. The tariffs that Trump put in against China, against all these countries, they're still in place. The Biden administration didn't remove them. But when you take away like the transportation costs, it's still going to be more expensive if you're going to buy if you're going to buy the stuff American made. But that would be offset by well, hopefully, first of all, it will be decreased rates of inflation. You would hope to see people making more money. And then also when you start to see, untaxed overtime in particular. But besides that, then the profit margins don't necessarily have to be what they are now. And you can remember too, if Nike gets to be too expensive, then people just aren't going to buy it. It's going to force them to find a cheaper way to make it anyway. So I don't know. A lot more goes into it than just the absolutely basic part of tariffs. But there's a lot that goes into it. Ben McBen said, you think facts make someone bitter. Meanwhile, Trumpers couldn't accept a loss for 4 years and now elected an R-wordist. Jesus Christ. You're just a whiny sore loser. That's what you are. Sorry, Ben. I'm sorry that you feel that way. By the way, the 2020 election, whatever. I never was somebody who was actively and openly saying that it was stolen. There were a lot of weird things that happened. I'd like to see an audit of it, but Biden won, so whatever. Also, you calling Trump a rapist, and you're saying that's a fact. In what universe is that a fact? Let's see. Ken Aqua Terrarium, glad Alex Jones is press secretary. I wish he was press secretary, dude. That would be hilarious. Let me scroll down a little bit. Lice Oliveira, House Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has called for an election for his replacement this week. The candidates are Rick Scott. Yeah, of those three, it needs to be Rick Scott, but I'm not thrilled with any of those options. Jesus Christ, I'm just shucking your corn. Ben McMahon, I only wrote facts. Trumpers want a ban. How fragile set. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Susie B, I find the facts over feelings crowd particularly ironic. Trump's entire rhetoric was massaging people's egos. He's good at it. Let's see here. Lassa Vera, but here's where it gets shady. The election will happen Wednesday by secret ballot. Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to do anything by secret ballot. There are elected representatives. They should not get to do that. That, like, literally all that is circumventing being held accountable by the people. It's terrible. Ziad, if Trump deports immigrants, will Americans do the same work for low wages that immigrants workers accept? I don't think so, and this will lead to a problem in the economy in general. Will it? Or maybe it'll just cut into the profits of those big corporations that you Democrats hate so much. Weird. The manufacturing plants in the U.S. were abandoned due to not having adequate environmental standards. I already talked about that. They're going to have different environmental standards. Whatever. The man's game. The only reason it would cost more is they would do a 1,200% increase from Costa to make, meaning costs of, you mean costs? Increase in cost to make, meaning costs of things the one is making its fault. They increase and never do. Dude, you got to fix your grammar. I have no idea what you're trying to say. Let's see. Let me find some more here. I'm trying to scroll down. There's lots and lots of chats and I'm losing it. Jared says, hi, hello. Tariffs on what exactly? Trump's ties and crap sneakers? Yeah, he's not going to put tariffs on American companies. He'll have to tax himself, right? Sure. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, really. I mean, what is it going to look like? Everybody automatically became an economist and, a super mega expert on tariffs as soon as Trump announced tariffs. So I'm kind of of the opinion that you kind of just have to wait and see. Jack Stone, my man, you look like Henry Cavill. Denise Drummond, Clark Kent. Okay, you guys are the second and third people to say that. Maybe something's right. I don't know. Let me just. No, there's no red S on my chest. Ben McBen, proven beyond reasonable doubt that Trump is an R-word. No, you're literally wrong. You're literally wrong. Swamp Fox News, Rick Scott is for red flag laws. Don't forget that. Yeah, but compare him to the others, dude. I mean, I'm with you. I don't think any of them are good options, but I don't know. I think that Rand Paul would do a good job, but you know. Leslie Dillon, I believe it's an adjudicated sexual predator, accusing the civil according. Oh my God, no! You don't become an adjudicated anything by a civil court. Let's see. Tech Nitwit. The only reason people think the election was stolen because there's 15 million. I lost it, but you're just doing the 15 million vote thing. There are votes that are missing. No, there's not. There's 3 million for president, 3 million fewer for in the presidential race. Actually, it's more like 2.7 million difference in presidential votes. Trump is 78 and change. Harris is 74 and change versus the 81 to 74. That's, 7 minus 4 is 3. So there's less than 3 million votes that are different. It's less than 2%. And there was more votes for the down ticket candidates than there were for president. People just left the president one blank because they didn't like either one. If you just go look at the updated numbers, like the votes just took a long time to come in. That's where that stupid 20 million number and the 15 million number. Now it's down to like 3. Well, less than 3. It's like 2.7. So it's not even close. Shane Winchester, I think this Ben guy is actually frustrated. Hook him up with AOC. There you go. Chris says, Ben, people have the facts on their side. Generally don't have to keep shouting facts to make people see it. Angel, Susie says he massaged your ego so you'd vote for him. Now he's going to massage your prostates with his tariffs. Oh, that's still funny. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm losing the chat. It's jumping. I think I made some people mad. Matthew's talking to Wirk. Wirk is arguing with people in the chat. I'm going to let you guys argue. That's fine. Lice Oliveira, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell was asked last week if he'd step aside when asked to do so by President-elect Trump. He simply said no. Yeah, Trump has no power over the Fed. The Fed is private. The Fed needs to be audited. I think what he should do is he should get Ron Paul and Elon Musk together and put them in charge of auditing the Fed. Now that would be something to watch. Ben McMahon, I'm literally right. Trump was proven in court that he's an R-word. No, literally was not. You are a liar or you're stupid and you didn't look at the actual wording of the case and actually what was presented in the civil court. Like, literally. Angel Eyes, it's the hair, Superman. We can tell it's the curl. I have a cowlick right here, but it just makes it look like I have a weird curl when my hair is this long. It covers up part of my 5 head. Chris R says tariffs hurt foreign imports from specific importers. They make specific countries' goods fail to compete against others. Tariffs can only hurt Americans if these importers are monopolies. Oh, sure. Andy, the conservative Henry Cavill, you are quite cute, though. They are not lying. You do resemble the Man of Steel, likely in more ways than one. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm going to take it as a compliment. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Slothy, Ben is genuinely seething right now and is sad to watch the clip. Dude, it's funny when people like Ben come in and they start yelling about it and they get really pissed off and it's like, bro, you're just yelling at people who, like, we do understand what you're talking about. We just, like, flatly disagree with you on the merits of the case. I don't know that there's anybody outside of the hardcore weirdos on the Democratic side that actually believe a thing that happened in that case. Like, oh, God. Oh, my God. Lice Oliveira, the New York Times fact-checked President-elect Trump when he claimed FEMA was deliberately withholding aid from Republican voters in the recovery efforts after Helene. Yeah, and then the internal messages got leaked that they were withholding them. They literally said, don't deliver supplies to houses where there's Trump signs. Freaking crazy, dude. Andy, please have better taste than AOC. Ugh. I made a short a while back of AOC. I stitched it together with that Key and Peele donkey teeth thing. It was pretty funny. PDB, can you stutter again? That was cute AF. I know I have a stutter, but I don't really recognize when it's happening. So, whatever. Jesus Christ, and shut up, Ben. Oh my God. Slothy says, the woman said, and I quote, I'm not a victim. Yeah. Jack Stone, Ben has a poster of AOC in his garage gym. You think Ben has a gym in his garage? Come on now. Leslie Dolan, they said it wasn't rape because he used his finger instead of his penis. Yeah, according to her. I mean, literally all it was evidence, quote-unquote evidence. Everything that was presented was like decades old, and she never said a thing until, just before an election was going to happen. How convenient. Yeah, whatever. Chris R. Ben, did your wife and her boyfriend vote for Trump? Is that why you're so mad? Oh, God. You guys are funny. Ben McMahon, ha ha ha, begging me to be quiet and fake laughing to cope with your support of an R word as Trump lost to oh my God, no, that's not what that means. No, I'm laughing at you because you are miserably stupid. That's what I'm laughing at. Trevor Stanfield, notice he only reads comments from other crazy people. That's it. I never read a comment from someone who disagrees with me. Sorry. Scott Brown, get a haircut and a real job. I have a real job, actually. I have a pretty good job. I like my job. Jesus Christ. Ben, stop having a tantrum. Oh my God. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Epstein's rope. According to E. Jean Carroll, she's been raped by like 30 people. I don't believe her lying ass. Dude, it was publicity. That's what it was. Steak and cheese. Facts are, there are no facts or evidence. It was manufactured and paid for by a billionaire and only heard in New York. Wouldn't happen anywhere else. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Guys, I've got to get off of here. I'm going to go see my last patient for the day. Thanks for hanging out. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next stream. Later.